All right, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how Google Ads works. I get asked this question a lot. Google Ads is fairly simple. It takes a long time to master, but it's a fairly simple process. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works and what each step entails. So first off is the actual keyword. The keyword itself can be anything related to your business or services you offer. That's a keyword. So when someone goes to Google, they type in landscaping near me, you can consider this a keyword. So on Google Ads, people will target specific keywords for their ads to display under. So these individuals are targeting the keyword landscaping near me or a keyword very similar to it and using broad match or phrase match to target it. I don't want to get into super detail here, but just to keep things simple, these companies are targeting landscaping near me in hopes that someone searching this would then click on their ad and be taken to their website or landing page and then call them. So that's a keyword. So that's part one, selecting your keyword and making sure that the buying intent is there. You don't want to be selecting keywords that are just, landscaping DIY, landscaping companies hiring, stuff like that. I know it sounds simple, but Google Ads, if you use the improper match type, you'd be targeting that and not even really knowing it if unless you're, actively going through and searching for it. So it's very, very important to select the proper keywords that show buying intent. So landscaping near me, landscaping companies near me, wanting to refurnish my backyard, stuff like that that shows buying intent and the person is actually in the market to purchase your product or service. The next part is the actual ad copy. So we'll go back to here, landscaping near me. Ad copy is why should the person click on your ad over everyone else's? So that's ad copy. So we here at Trisman Digital Marketing, we really do our due diligence with ad copy. We think ad copy can make or break a campaign. If you do terrible ad copy, no one's going to click on it. The primary goal of ad copy is to get people to click on your ad. Um, that's pretty much it. You want to stand out from the competition. And I know it sounds simple to do, but it's pretty difficult. In this, you can see landscaper contractor, professional lawn replacement. So, interestingly enough, lawn replacement might not be considered landscaping in the sense that a lot of people might be doing hardscaping when they're searching this keyword. So, it might be interesting to actually look at what leads convert into that. But that's a little side tangent. But interlocking patios. These are not great ad copies, to be honest. If I would be going through this and writing ad copy for landscaping, I'd be writing stuff like looking for your dream backyard, looking to renovate your backyard, um, looking for landscaping. Stuff that directly speaks to the consumer who is searching for this, almost like you're reading their brain and they're going, yeah, that's me. And then they're more likely to click on that because it's already in their head. They're looking for that. They don't want to look at stuff like best landscaping company ever. It's like, okay, why are you the best? How do you solve my problem? That's all the consumer cares about. How do you solve my problem and how do I go about getting in contact with you? That's it. That's all they want to know. They don't want to know why you're the best. Like there's just like interlocking patios, interlocking porches. It doesn't mean anything. You have to give them a reason to click on it. And I see a lot of companies like here, for example, not to like dog any of these companies, but they should be really, upping their game. And the thing with this is if you can get ad copy that converts at a high, or sorry, has a high click-through rate, meaning people click on it more than the competition. Google Ads has a quality score. So the higher the quality score is generally reflective of one, the keyword, the ad copy, and the landing page experience. So if all these three things are good, you have a high quality score. If you have a high quality score, Google gives you a break and it essentially gives you a discount. So your ad copy is very, very important because you want a low as cost per click as possible. And the cost per click is how much you pay every time someone clicks on this ad. Um, yeah, so that's very important to make sure your ad copy stands out and it gets clicked on at a high click-through rate. And you do that by, A/B testing, coming up with new stuff, always trying to improve. That's essentially how you do it. The third thing is landing pages. So I see this a lot with companies. I would assume, I'm not going to click on it because I don't want to cost these people money, but cedarsprings.net, that is going directly to a website. I bet money on that. The issue with this is that actually .NET maybe it's a landing page. I would say these two are this is probably a website. But anyway, not to get off topic, landing pages are super important because when you send traffic to a landing page instead of a website, you convert 4 to 5 times higher. That's my general estimate. Um, a normal website converts anywhere from 0.5% to 5%. 5% is really pushing it. I would say you're probably in the mark of 0.8% to 2% on a normal website. A landing page converts at anywhere from 15 to 40%. So if you're not really good with numbers, just imagine you could essentially times your return by 10 overnight just because landing pages are so efficient at converting prospective customers into actual inquiries. So people are actually going to call you instead of just looking at your site and then leaving. They're actually going to take an action. They're going to call you. They're going to email you. They're going to do whatever your landing page asks of you. That is if you have a good landing pages or a good landing page. And that's why it's super important. And I put that as essentially a must for any search campaign. You need landing pages. You can't really get by without them unless you just have copious amounts of money that you want to burn and see very little return on it. So that's the third part. Have a very good landing page, and you should be doing all right. You should be beating the competition if you do, because most people they just generally don't use landing pages, especially in niches that aren't very competitive. They just don't see any reason why because they can still get a return even using a crappy website. Not to dog them, but I'm just saying. The fourth part is the actual call/email inquiry. So also known as a call to action. On the landing page, you want to make it as simple as possible. You want to give them a reason why to pick you and the call to action, which is email us, call us. Preferably just one, because the less you make them think, the more likely they are to convert. But you could have both. Um, you need to have some way of them getting in contact with you, or them purchasing from you. That you can have all this set up, but if there's no way to contact you, which I've seen on websites where at the back end of the website, the contact form is just broken. You can't get in contact with these people, and there's no phone number. So it's like, yeah, you have good keywords. Yeah, you have great ad copy. They're clicking on it. Yeah, you have a great landing page, but there's no way to get in contact with the business. It's worth nothing. So that is a very important. I see that often overlooked. Um, just run through it yourself. Make sure it works. Very important. Always do that when you're trying out any new campaign. Um, Things to keep in mind. I would say proper tracking is a must. If you don't know what's converting, if you can't track the ad copy, which you can, Google Ads does it for you. That's not difficult. But to make sure you know which keywords are converting at which rate on which landing pages is a must. If you don't know that, you're not going to be able to optimize it, and you're just going to essentially be stuck with whatever you have at the current moment. It's very important to make sure everything is tracked properly and the entire system runs well. You don't want to only have data for the keywords being clicked and your ad copy, and then having no back end, like you have no idea what is actually converting on your landing pages, other than maybe I got a call, maybe I didn't. So it's very important to make sure you have the conversion settings set up and to make sure it integrates properly with Google. That's great if you have, you can tell how many calls are coming through, how many emails are coming through, but Google also needs to know this, especially if you're running um, automated bidding strategies. Google's AI takes that information and then optimizes for it. It's very important. It does it better than a human, in my opinion, and in any data will actually back me up on this from Google. But Google's AI is just a wonderful system. Take full advantage of it, especially in the later months of you running a campaign. Very important. But it needs the data from the landing pages to make sure it can optimize for what conversions or what keywords and which landing pages are converting best. That way it can, send traffic and adjust as it needs to do. The fifth, or well, I should say sixth thing, weekly optimization. These two things aren't really part of the actual process, but I would include proper tracking in there because I think it's so important. But weekly optimization, you could have a losing campaign, but through weekly optimizations, third, fourth, fifth, sixth week into a campaign, it becomes a winner because you've optimized it properly. You could have a landing page start off at 10% conversion rate, but in 2 weeks, it's now at 25%. just because you took those little steps to make sure you were improving it week over week. And of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit. 10 to 25% is a big jump, but if you know what you're doing, 20% for a landing page isn't terribly hard to hit, especially inside Google Ads. If you know what you're doing, you can do that. But making sure that you're improving the campaign week over week, you'll see small changes. Not every week you're going to win. Like, not every week you're going to see a big improvement. You might even see a loss, but at least you know that's not what to do, and we can keep optimizing it. And that's how we can, build a winning campaign overall. Sorry, I kind of just wanted to get those two things out because people leave them out and they don't think it's important. But that's how Google Ads works. You need weekly optimization to stay on top of the hill, to stay in front of your competition, because your competition is also improving, right? And it's important that your campaign gets better and better over time. But that's essentially how Google Ads works. It starts off with you targeting a keyword that you want your ad to display for, writing the proper ad copy. So why should the person buy from you? Sending that traffic or that person who clicks on your ad to a landing page or website. I prefer landing page. Getting them or giving them a reason to buy from you or to call you, setting up a proper call to action, so having a call/email available for them to contact. And that's the entire system in a nutshell. Make sure to have proper tracking with that. But those four things it's essentially the entire process of how Google Ads works as a system. It's very simple. It's difficult to properly implement, but it's a very simple system. Hopefully that shows you how Google Ads works. It's a high level overview. If you want me to go into detail, leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to go into it. But those four things, if you focus on those four things, you get those in the right places and they're all firing on all cylinders, you're more than likely going to have a winning campaign. I don't really see any reason why you wouldn't, unless you didn't have proper tracking and you weren't doing weekly optimizations. But other than that, that should give you a winning campaign. That should explain at a higher level overview how Google Ads works. So hopefully you liked the video. If you did, leave a comment down below. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day and take care.